We're going to take 3 ears of corn. First thing we're going to be doing is shucking them. I can hear you saying right now out there, "Aw, shucks." Well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. We will shuck the corn. I'll get back to you when I'm done that. It's kind of boring. Okay, so tonight, as you can see, my corn is now shucked. We're going to make corn ribs. I had these in a bar. I thought they were quite good, so I reverse engineered them. I'm sure there's recipes online. I never looked. I just wanted to figure out how to make them. You can make them in 2 lengths, either the length of your cob, or you can cut them in half, and they tend to describe them as either beef rib length or pork rib length or short rib length. You might have a preference. I don't care. It's my shucking video. I've already shucked my corn. So now we need to cut up our corn. So into the rib profile, I guess. So cut the end off. This is going to be more work than I expected. All right, now I need to quarter them. That's not flat enough. I think it's going to be safer if you cut it so that it's flat, so that it sits flat. I would recommend either a large knife or a cleaver for this. Well, I guess that's going to be a shorter corn rib. The idea is to get them into 4s. And more that shape. I will do the others and I will get back to you. Okay, I found after you split them in half, at least if you're using a cleaver, it's easier to split them in quarters this way rather than going down from the top. It's not actually easier to get the cleaver through, but it is easier to get them into the shape you want. Okay, although not intentional, I now have some long corn ribs and some short corn ribs. Next, we go for the seasoning. First, we make a rub. I'm going to start with 2 grams or 1 tablespoon of Montreal steak spice, 4 grams or 2 tablespoons of chipotle mango seasoning salt, 2 grams or 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon or 4 grams of black pepper, and 2 teaspoons or 1 gram of dried tarragon, and that is our rub. We just mix that around. Actually, I think a fork will do a better job. And that's our rub. Okay, going to take 30 milliliters of melted butter or 20 grams, or I'll do the conversion later for old-timey units. We're going to mix in some of our rub. And it looks like I'm going to need more butter. So scrap that. Make it 45 milliliters of butter. And I'll be right back. So I added another 15 grams of butter. And now we're going to brush our buttered up rub onto our corn ribs. Because at the very least, no matter how this turns out, corn and butter is always a good pairing. And And then we're going to drop these in the air fryer. I think I'm going to start with 6 minutes. I don't really know how long to put them in for. We'll start with 6 minutes and see how they come out. Just occurred to me that I'm not doing these in a place anybody can see it. So really more of an audio than a video cooking demonstration. And I'm going to try to get lots of rub everywhere. Okay, that's it. They're ready for the air fryer. Like I said, about 6 minutes. I think at 6 minutes we'll see how they look. If they got a good roast on them, we'll take them out. If not, we'll put them in for a longer time. So upon reflection, one thing I decided this was missing was just a touch of smoked paprika. I should have put it in my rub. If you make this, please put it in your rub. I'm just going to sprinkle it on top of these, and that's just to give it a little bit more of a smoky flavor. I just pulled my roasted tomatoes out of my air fryer, so my air fryer is hot. I'd recommend preheating your air fryer if this is the first thing you're cooking in it from a cold air fryer. I'm using parchment paper to ease the cleanup a bit. It's important to place the corn ribs so that they have space between them. I'm trying to get them all facing the same direction so they get about the same amount of brownness. Now we're going to drop these in the air fryer for 15 minutes. We'll take a look at 8 minutes just to see how they're coming along. Okay, after 8 minutes, this is what they look like. This is tonight's meal. 4 ounces of sirloin and 4 ounces of tenderloin, both pan grilled. They were done at the same time as the sauteed mushrooms, onions, and garlic, and they were done in butter, of course. The star of the show is the corn ribs. If you make this, you'll have to adjust the times of whatever heating element you're using to roast your corn ribs. Please let me know if you try it out and what you think of it. There you go, corn ribs. This meal came out very good. If you already have a rub you like, it would be pretty fast to make. If you're upping the time to 15 minutes, add a crispiness that really enhances both flavor and texture. You'll have to experiment with the time on your own air fryer or oven or even grill. You want most of the kernels to have at least a sort of a brown tinge. I think this is my new way. I'll be doing corn on the cob.